The big focus today is on Arvind Kejriwal, the Delhi Chief Minister and Aam Aadmi Party National Convener, who has again approached the Delhi High Court with the ED summon. 9 summons in total on Arvind Kejriwal to appear before the Enforcement Directorate in the liquor excise policy case. And just hours to go that Arvind Kejriwal has been asked to appear. He has constantly refused it, said this is illegal, politically motivated. Yesterday also there was a plea heard in the High Court, and now Kejriwal's latest application says High Court should direct the Enforcement Directorate to take no coercive action against Arvind Kejriwal. Kejriwal has said to the High Court, ED should give an assurance before the court that when and as and when I comply with the summons, there will be no coercive action that should be taken against him. Is this perhaps the fear of an arrest, an impending arrest against Arvind Kejriwal that he wants to ensure does not happen? Remember, for now, the ED has said they have a strong link between K. Kavita, who's been recently arrested, Manish Sisodia, who's already been in custody, and Arvind Kejriwal, who's facing these summons. ED had approached the court earlier, and now Arvind Kejriwal is approaching the court. We are told that a hearing will be on this case in just a short while. So that's the big news. Remember, it's very interesting that Arvind Kejriwal twice now has approached Delhi High Court with a very specific plea. And the plea is that I will appear before the Enforcement Directorate, I will reply to the summons, but court must assure and ensure that the ED does not take coercive action against me. What sort of coercive action does Arvind Kejriwal feel a concern about? And that's possibly with regard to an impending arrest, because his own colleagues, Manish Sisodia has been arrested, Sanjay Singh has been arrested. In another case, Satyendra Jain has been behind bars now for over a year in other controversies. So he fears, and he has said it already earlier, that this is just a bid to malign my image ahead of Lok Sabha elections to get me arrested. Aam Aadmi Party leaders have called all of these cases false and basically just to target Arvind Kejriwal. Let's try and understand the legality of it all while political showdown on this continues. India Today's legal editor Nalini Sharma joining me in this morning telecast. Nalini, good morning. It's very interesting that Arvind Kejriwal, apart from yesterday, again today is moving the High Court. What is the protocol in these cases? Because if once the court has said that you need to be a citizen first and you need to go to the summons, he's again approached the court to say, ensure that the ED does not take coercive action against me. What is the attempt here by Kejriwal?
So, Pooja, yesterday the hearing that had happened before the Delhi High Court, in that Arvind Kejriwal had challenged the legality of the summons itself. And what he said was that the summons were unlawful and that the ED could not have issued them in the very first place. But the Delhi High Court had refused to stay those summons. At the same time, it had not officially issued a notice to the ED, but it had asked ED to respond within 2 weeks on Arvind Kejriwal's petition challenging the legality of the summons. So there was no relief that was gotten by Arvind Kejriwal yesterday from the Delhi High Court. So today he filed a fresh application saying that he is ready to comply with the summons, like the Delhi High Court told him yesterday that he is a citizen of the country first, and he should comply with the summons of any investigating agency. So in the fresh application, Arvind Kejriwal has said that he is ready to comply with the summons, but because he is apprehending arrest, there should be specific orders given to the Enforcement Directorate to not arrest him, or the Enforcement Directorate should, by themselves, come before the court and give an assurance that they will not arrest Arvind Kejriwal in the case if he appears before them. On that condition, he's ready to appear before the probe agency and answer their questions related to the Delhi excise policy scam. Remember, Pooja, earlier before the Supreme Court, the Enforcement Directorate had given such an assurance in K. Kavita's case. And even though K. Kavita was later arrested, her legal team continues to claim, and the reason that they've challenged her arrest before the Supreme Court is saying that ED had given an assurance before the court, and keeping that in mind, they could not have gone ahead and arrested her.
And also, Nalini, let's also be pragmatic about it. Can the court really go ahead and say to someone who's received summons that go and attend to the summons and the ED will not take coercive action against him? Because if there are charges or chain trail that the ED says which has already led to the arrest of Manish Sisodia and K. Kavita, can any citizen and at all, least of all, the Chief Minister be putting that request? But that hearing is going to be starting in just a short while, and Nalini Sharma and all our colleagues will be updating us as and when that happens. Appreciate you joining us, Nalini. Thank you for now. Remember, this is a big controversy right now because Arvind Kejriwal has for now said 9 summons that he's not responded to because they are illegal, politically motivated, and just aims at getting Arvind Kejriwal arrested ahead of Lok Sabha elections. What does this mean? This means that, one, there is a political showdown that's already escalated. The BJP has jumped in to target Arvind Kejriwal. But on another is Kejriwal taking the legal means, a legal recourse to the Delhi High Court, asking the High Court to direct ED to not take any coercive action against him and that he will not be arrested. Now, Delhi Chief Minister has been summoned for 9 times, basically in the liquor excise policy case. And let me give you a background of why the ED wants to question Arvind Kejriwal now. The investigating agencies are claiming that K. Kavita, the leader from Telangana who's been recently arrested, allegedly conspired with Manish Sisodia, already under custody, and also Arvind Kejriwal to formulate the excise policy of Delhi. ED is alleging that Kejriwal was paid about 100 crore rupees to Aam Aadmi Party leaders in exchange of favors.
आज दिल्ली के मुख्यमंत्री एक बार फिर माननीय न्यायालय की ओर रुख करते हुए जो सम्मान इशू किया उससे इवेट करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। अरविंद केजरीवाल जी, आप लाखों रुपए पर हियरिंग महंगे वकील खड़ा कर रहे हैं सम्मन्स को इवेट करने के लिए, कानून से भागने के लिए। क्यों भाग रहे हैं ये तो आपको मालूम होगा, लेकिन कानून अपना काम कर रहा है। कानून के तहत आपको सम्मान पे सम्मान इशू हो रहे हैं, लेकिन आप कानून का सम्मान नहीं कर रहे।
So let me give you some background and help you understand what precisely is the whole controversy here. And we've made some points for you to understand on that. Remember that can Kejriwal evade the probe agencies? The fact is that according to the agencies, K. Kavita, who was recently arrested, the leader from Telangana, allegedly conspired with Manish Sisodia, already under custody, and Arvind Kejriwal, also the Delhi Chief Minister, to get favors in liquor policy. So when the formulations were done, that were there kickbacks involved that K. Kavita also had got, and also for the Aam Aadmi Party that could be used as funding. K. Kavita allegedly, according to the agencies, paid about 100 crore rupees to Aam Aadmi Party leaders in exchange for some favors. Remember, she's not a Delhi leader, has no connect to Delhi government, and yet her name did crop up in this case. Now, we're told that also there was discussion that were taking place between businessmen and entrepreneurs with regard to the liquor policy and how the favors can be distributed on 16th March. Wholesalers, specifically, who are going to sell the liquor, which was 1+1. Remember when the liquor excise policy was announced, and that was in 2021? Kejriwal asked Reddy to discuss the matter with K. Kavita. So it was one businessman stating how these two leaders possibly can get in touch, and will the liquor policy being formulated can have a conversation on that. According to the agencies, Aam Aadmi Party's Vijay Nair allegedly facilitated the discussions with K. Kavita and the South Group. South Group is also a reference to the companies and to the discussions that had happened. Kejriwal had the video call then with liquor businessman and prime accused Sameer Mahindra. Remember, it's not just about politicians who have been arrested. There are businessmen also who have been taken in arrest by the Enforcement Directorate. The funds that were now received were transferred for Aam Aadmi Party's Goa election campaign via Hawala channels. So that looking for funding for the parties for state assembly elections was done via Telangana to Delhi through this liquor excise policy is what the ED is alleging, and that most of it was illegal, or in Hawala means that the money was transferred. So this remains a big story. All of this has been denied by Arvind Kejriwal, by the Aam Aadmi Party, saying that we've done nothing wrong. And remember, the policy was also discontinued within 1 year due to a lot of controversies emerging on it.